Jones, and this is my YouTube channel about cross stitch, mostly. I have failed to make a video since June, and it is now October 10th, or 9th. Totally lost track of days. I don't know. It's October. And I have not made a video because there's been such a small amount of stitching being completed here. I spent most of our very, very warm summer golfing, being outside, or reading because I was too hot to stitch. I don't know if anybody else struggles with that, but like I was literally too hot. I didn't want anything extra on me, and I read and I read and I read, and I'm hoping to insert just some cover pictures of some of the books I read this summer. I'm well over 50 books for the year, which is beyond anything I have read in the past several years. So it's been very enjoyable. I've spent time at libraries and been trading books with friends. I jumped on the Colleen Hoover train. I'm sure many of you have heard about that. I've been listening to books as well, and it has been really great. But now it's turning cooler here in upstate New York. The leaves are stunning this year, and these cooler days have given me more time to stitch and a better excuse to do that. So I have honestly no idea if I even have all of the works in progress that I touched over the summer with me. I have a lot of them, but it was so few and far between that there's nothing consistent here. Over the past 3 weeks, I think, I've actually been stitching a lot and getting some projects started, and I have a finish. I have one fully finished, and I have some other things to show. So hopefully you enjoy your time here and get caught up on my stitching. Thanks for coming. I also have a giveaway that I'm going to have to add on at the end because I didn't bring it out here with me. But this is back from June when people commented on my last video. So I will do that one. I will give that away at the end because I'm just not fully prepared yet. I think last time you saw me, it was June, and I was trying to do cross stitch camp, which was a full-on failure for me. And one of the pieces I was working on was Stitchy Stars by It's So Emma for the Fat Quarter Shop. And why is it a Lori Holt pattern? Could be a bee in my bonnet. Now I don't remember because the pattern's not here. But I did finish stitching my stars, and I finished it on a board. Currently, I need to use some E6000 on this because the magnet with hot glue popped right off the board almost a week after I hung it up. And it's just been waiting for E6000 ever since then. But I am happy with it. It's a pretty piece, a little patriotic for summer months. And it's got some cat hair on it now, so it needs a nice little dusting and then a repair, and it can probably get put away until next summer. I also finished a piece. I started working on my Whip Go goals. If you're not sure what Whip Go is, you can look it up. Jessie Marie from Jessie Marie Does Stuff is the one who created it. And this piece was on my Whip Go board, and I had spent the 5 days on it that I had wanted to do, at least an hour a day. And it was really close to done, and I realized how close to done it was, and I was like, ooh, because my rewards for completing projects are money towards going to Stitch North. And I realized I really need to work on putting some extra cash away for that weekend in April. And so I started working on my Monster Whale of Wonder, I think is the name of it, by Al Forrest Embroidery, and I finally finished it. And I think it turned out pretty good. It needs a good ironing, probably kitty hair removal, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to finish it, but I do love this piece. And I almost started a new Owl Forest project because I finished this one, but I do have another one that you'll be seeing today that I just didn't start a new kit. It just didn't happen. In July, which was where my cross stitch camp failure started, my goal was to do a Mill Hill beaded kit. And these come fully kitted with floss and beads and everything. And this was painted pumpkins, or glowing pumpkin, part of the painted pumpkin series, which there are quite a few of. They're very cute. And I got all of the cross stitching done, and I got to the beading, and that's possibly where cross stitch camp ended for me. I got all of the beads around the outside of the pumpkin done and started the interior beads, but there's still quite a few to do. And my beads kind of gave up, and they're just all in the bottom of the Ziploc baggie that I'm using. They were in little boxes, and I think there might be 3 beads left in the boxes because they escaped. And so there's just a beaded mess. And I'd already sorted them once, and I didn't want to sort them again. But I do like this project. It just kind of got too fussy for me, and it got put in timeout. It happens. It'll probably come back from that one day. I believe I've worked on this at least one time since my last video. Maybe. If not, you're seeing exactly what you saw last time. This kit is an Owl Forest embroidery kit, and it's part of their snail houses. This is the Forget-Me-Not, and I think that's Forget-Me-Nots. I think. And this snail house is almost done. And I was doing this as part of Snail House Saturdays with Joe from Belushi Stitches and Emma X Stitching. And it's close to done, really. It wouldn't take much time at all to finish this. It's just waiting for me to get it back out one day. These are so cute and little. And one of my giveaway today is one of these kits, because a few videos ago I admitted that I double bought. And these are kits that you can't order right now because of the issues in the world. I also started the freebie by Fat Quarter Shop this year. It was their Boo Crew Sal. I don't know if there's a cover page here. Wait. And I'm pretty sure this was a free one. I have only part of the picture printed out. And it says Boo Crew. And some people made really great changes to this one, and I liked that. And I started stitching it, and I was really into it for like 3 days. And then I was like, I don't feel like working on that. So I doubt it'll be done for this Halloween, but it is a cute little start. That ghost is so precious. And I got the cauldron started and the hat started on top. Just fun. And I usually don't love purple at all, but I am enjoying it for Halloween. So that's a good start on that. And then it just has not been touched. You'll see what I got distracted by. I think I worked on this next piece. I'm sorry, I didn't tell you fabric or anything on that. That's the problem when a lot of these are fully kitted already. I'm just like, oh, it's the whole kit. My fabric for Boo Crew is the Color and Cotton April 22 Periwinkle 32 count Lagana. And it's just a nice purple. I got it and I was like, oh, I don't know, purple. And then I realized, oh, for Halloween, that could be really fun. This one is pattern. The Fox from A Year in the Woods, Cottage Garden Samplings. You've seen it everywhere. Mine is going at the pace of a snail going 20 miles. But I do love it when I work on it. So you can see here that the cabin, I think, is a little more filled in since last time, and maybe the fox's face. But I don't think I've done a whole lot more. This is one I'm stitching one thread over to on 32 count Echo linen that I picked up in Arizona when I visited there over Christmas. Slow but steady progress. I have all of the patterns that are in this series, and I want to stitch them all. I love them all separately, not on one big piece. But I haven't been working on them very much either. As part of another whip goal, I wanted to get my 5 hours of time in on Moonshine Cabin, the Moonshine Cabin by Modern Folk Embroidery, and I bought the full kit for this from Evertotes, and it's lovely. Like their floss, the Leo and Roxy floss is stunning. It's a cotton, but I think it works up more like a silk. And so this piece, I had the moon and some vines done, and I worked on it for about 5 hours and managed to get the patterns divided into 4 pages. So I managed to get this page done and a little bit of work on the other side. So the house is now started, and that cute little bird. Look at him. With his little red belly. And that red really does pop on the fabric. And this fabric came with the kit and everything. I didn't have to pull anything together. Maybe I got the needle out, but I almost think that came with the kit too. When I got to the red, they don't give you a full skein of the red because you need so little of it, and it's wrapped up on these great little antlers. And so that's really fun to use. I was excited to get to that part. So I don't know when I'll work on it again. This is a piece that I was considering taking to Stitch North if I don't get it finished by then. It seems unlikely that I'll have that done in time for Stitch North, but maybe. It's really enjoyable to work on. And just last night, I decided to work on my next whip goal, and that was my Cryptid Sal. I'm really behind on my whip go board, if anybody's wondering how far I am. Like, it's pathetic, but I still have it, and I'm referring to it. I worked on my cryptids, and last night, in 1 hour, I was able to get most of this border done on this side. So the next one I'm going to start today is Frogman, and I'm stitching this on a piece of 32 count even weave by Fortnite Fabrics called Shall Not Pass. I got this as part of their Shades of Grey Club last year. And while it's not like as tiny as some people's, I still really do like this piece, and it does have a Halloween feel to it. So it was well timed to work on it. And I'm hoping with the 4 days I have left to work on it, I get the Frogman done and the Jackalope and start this bottom border. And then it really is halfway done. And then I can start up on the other side. It's not on my whip go board again, but it's a piece that I'll probably get back out just because I enjoy it. Then I may have worked on this a little bit. Not a lot, definitely not a lot. But this is mini sunflower cottage, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I don't have the artist name, but I think it's a Donna Gelsinger. And this is as far as I am now. It's about 33%. Oh my gosh, there's so much cat hair on here. This is one that just collects it. I can't wait to wash it at the end. And I'm doing cross country however I feel like it, so it's a mess on the back, which I quite enjoy. And the next section I'll be doing is working up here in the heart more, so this part, or yeah, it's a big heart cloud. I'll be working on getting that part filled in next. But it seems to be going pretty well. I've been stealing floss from this box though. I don't know if you've all watched Darcy Cameron's latest video. I watched it this weekend, and he was going on about floss and having floss everywhere and not finding the colors you want and just having so much floss. And Darcy, I feel you. I've got floss everywhere. And the project I'm going to share next, I didn't go to the store and kit up because I was lazy and it's the beginning of school and the last thing I feel like doing is going shopping. And so I've been stealing floss, and I think I stole floss from here, and I've stolen floss to make this project get started, but I ordered all the floss I need, but now I'm just going to have doubles of all the floss, and I need a better floss system. I'm in a group on Facebook that's like cross-stitch storage solutions or something like that, and I keep looking at all of the ways people are storing an entire collection of DMC. I'm very tempted, but not quite ready to commit. I like your storage idea, Darcy. I'm enjoying seeing all of the people that buy the ones on Etsy ready to go. And there's that one that's really nice that has the plastic thread holders and you set them in the IKEA boxes, but then I picture having those 5 boxes and it seemed like a lot. And that didn't sound quite as appealing to me. If it all fit in one box, I'd be so much more excited. But I did decide to start the Autumn Loves Sal, hosted by Fat Quarter Shop. It was designed by Lori Holt. And Kimberly Jolly set the goal of stitching 500 stitches a day to try to get it done. And I think her goal was mid-November from this. And she was using it as her Stitch-tober piece. And like I have pulled floss, like this is from my spring one. These are just old flosses. This is floss that I stole from Sunflower Cottage, but I didn't take the whole card out. I just took a little bit. This is a mess, an absolute mess. But I have kept up through today. I am on track with my 500 a day. I don't keep track of if I go over the 500, but I make sure that if there were a couple of nights this week that I was too tired and I didn't get the 500 in, so I kept track of how many I was short and I made those up this weekend. So there's my progress. And you can see like there's actually quite a bit of color on the outside of this that I hadn't pulled. And this morning I was getting frustrated. I was completely out of the border color because you actually need quite a bit of that and I already ran out. And so I wanted to go back in and fill in some of the colors I was missing. So I went and dug through all of my flosses until I could find those colors. And the first 3 blocks are now completely done. This one is close. I just don't have the pink for the top flower and I'll be finishing that pumpkin tomorrow. And then the little bit of the quilt square. Although I really love how this looks all in the gray monochrome. Made me wonder if maybe we should be designing more in just blacks and whites. So there's something I find very appealing about that. And this week with doing 500 a day, I should be getting these 2 squares completely done, getting a good start on the house and maybe the next row down. So it's actually going pretty quickly, but it is the majority of my stitching right now. So then the last project I have started since I last filmed is the Haunted Library by Lola Crow Cross Stitch. I think I said that right. And it's a mystery stitch along. I think the first 8 parts, maybe 6 parts are out. It was released this August, and I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't do any of the stitching I should have to get it started. So, and I'm not at all keeping up, not in the slightest bit. And what I have done is kind of random. I haven't done a single bit of back stitching on it yet either, and there is quite a bit. But I'm stitching this on 36 count Dark Mountain by Exude Design and using the called for DMC. And that's how far I am. I'm absolutely loving stitching it. It's super fun. Currently I've been working on this shelf section, and It's been very enjoyable. And if I wasn't trying to do 500 stitches a day on Autumn Love, this is probably the piece I'd be spending the most time with. I really wanted to do this because I read so much and was really into my books and thought, oh, a library would be perfect. And that's what I started working on. And probably the last thing I needed to do was start all these new projects, but I did it anyway. So that's that. That's what I've been doing. I think as I finish out October, like the chances of me filming again in this month after the past 5-month wait are slim to none. But during that time, I'm hoping to keep making progress on my Autumn Loves Sal. And I would also really like to finish up a couple more whips because there's a lot going on here and there's a lot of things I have kitted that I'd like to start. I also did get, I'm in this Fat Quarter Shop Stitch Quarterly, and the autumn one was really cute. Have you seen it? If not, hold on, mine's right here. I can show you. I love the project bags that come with these. If you've watched before, you know I like that they repel cat fur. And it came with everything you need to do this project. Not the finishing fabric, but the pattern, the floss, all of that. So it follows in the air with a cute little fox, and I love the pattern, but it came with an Ada, and it's a 14 count platinum, but I don't love this Ada, and I know I won't use it, and I think I'm going to take it with me to school because starting, not this coming week, but next week, I will be teaching an after-school program, 3 afternoons a week, and I'm going to teach the kids to cross stitch. So this might come in handy there because Ada's a little bit easier to learn on than linen. Also with this kit came an adorable fox needle minder and these things called cloth biddies, and they're magnets and they're supposed to wrap around your cloth to help contain it. And they came with DMC, and they always come with a John James needle. Here, but that's DMC color I need. I don't think it is. It looks too brown for the frames on Autumn Love, but nope, it's an 8. I need 646. So that's one that I can't wait to start. And last year I got the Black Needle Society box for Halloween, the countdown box, and it had so many cute projects in it. And I haven't started any of them. So I would really like to work on those too. I want to work on everything right now. That's probably the problem with taking such a long break and having that time off this summer is now I feel like I'm behind and I'm rushing to get all the things done. It's so much fun again. So I'm glad I had that time to refresh and renew my stitching goals, and now I just can't wait to stitch more. In other news, I started my new teaching position this year, and I absolutely love it. It's going really well. Having fun working with the kids. They're coming to my room. They're working their butts off trying to learn to read better, and I think it's so enjoyable. And so going to work has been a pleasure. I don't know if anybody else has been really working on including fitness and nutrition into their day, but I've been doing that, and I've been meal prepping and making sure that I'm eating enough protein and getting in my carbs and my vegetables. So you would think that I could fit everything into a day, but it doesn't all fit. So I keep trying. I hope everyone's well. I know that things in the world are tough right now. If you're in Florida, please know I'm thinking of you. If you are impacted by Russia, Ukraine in any way, I'm so sorry. This is a tough time. I hope that cross stitch brings you some joy, as it usually does for me, and that our community is so great and is supporting all of you through this. I'll check in with you soon, hopefully, and I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna go get that giveaway stuff. Be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I did the random comment picker from my last video, which was for the watermelon snail house kit from Owl Forest Embroidery with minimal cat hair in it because I did not open it. And the winner of this is Ann Roberts. So Ann Roberts, I will get this shipped out to you this week. Congratulations. She wrote such a nice comment and she was just very kind. Always is. So excited. Thanks, Ann. And I do not have a giveaway ready for this video. I just don't have it quite pulled together enough right now. So maybe next time. But thanks to everyone who watches. Please leave comments. Also, if you have any great ideas for patterns for kids, I've reached out to a couple Etsy sellers and they have been very generous and willing to let me buy their patterns and make multiple copies for the students to use. But if you know of anything that would be high interest for kids grades 2 through 5, so there'd be like 7 to 12 years old. So if you know of any great ideas for that, please let me know and I'll add them to my Etsy searches. That's it for now though. I hope everybody has a great rest of their week and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!